nettles raw, but there's a technique to it. When the leaf is growing, all the spines, they go in one direction, towards the tip of the leaf. So if I were to take this leaf and roll it from the big end towards the little end, what I'm doing is I'm laying all those spines flat. And now when I have this nice little roll, awesome. And occasionally I still get a little poop, but then it gets neutralized within 5 seconds, so then it's like exciting kind of food, you know. Daring food. Any questions about nettles? The juice is in the entire plant. So again, if I get stung, maybe if I'm out in the wild, I could actually just crush it between two rocks and take that and, or I could chew up a little piece, mix it with saliva and put it on my skin. You guys are so lucky that you have nettles. I can't even tell you. It's one of the most healthy plants that I've ever come across in my research. It's so healthy that they constantly find new benefits from it.
Wow.
We just had a 7-day retreat in Sweden. People love nettle smoothie. They loved it so much that we actually ended up throwing away a bunch of the lettuce we had bought because people just didn't want it. They said, why would we drink lettuce when we can eat that at home? Blend us nettles, please. So, what do I do with it? Nettles with apple, nettles with banana, nettles with mango. But nettles, you know, banana nettle smoothie.
But you don't eat it as a salad? You eat it, and how do you?
You don't want to eat this as a salad again because...
I thought you were saying that.
So you either blend it, you put it in a soup, because if you put it in hot water, it destroys the thorns. Or if you eat it, then you eat it very carefully.
And you can rub them off.
You can dry it for tea, yeah.
But should you dry it? When you take them, you can rub them off the nettles and then do it in a salad.
Yes, so raise your hand really high.
What? Why?
Why? Because so this lady over here, she's a local wild edible expert.
What you can do, you rub, je schuift er zo de neteltjes af.
Oké.
En dan kun je het gewoon in de salade doen. But hij zegt dat ze naar de top lopen.
So
you rub them off.
She wrote a book in Dutch about wild edibles, and if I were you, if I lived in Amsterdam, I would make a point to become her really good friend. Maybe bribe her with stuff and say, you know, next time you go out in the forest, text me or something. That's what I would do. Just saying.
Sorry.
Like this one there, a light. That's one medical.
A little bug?
Yeah.
Protein.
Oh, okay, you guys are making me do this. So, bugs. In the modern world, we don't like the idea of eating bugs. And yet, all the research indicates that bugs are the best way to get protein, the most responsible way, because, you know, bugs aren't the same as cows. Like, you can easily grow them. They have a very short lifespan.
Bugs don't agree.
Bugs don't agree, but basically we all eat bugs and we deny that fact. When you have a garden, you eat a piece of lettuce, and if you examine it under a microscope, we're eating bugs. When you eat a fresh fig, please don't hate me for telling you this, and please don't stop eating figs, but figs have a symbiotic relationship with wasps. Wasps lay their eggs in figs and pollinate them, because without wasps, the fig would never be ripe. And without a fig, a wasp would never be a wasp. So we eat a fig and it's delicious, and we're eating lots of little wasplings.
So that cracking when you eat?
It could be very well. Some people I've noticed who really try and live a clean lifestyle, wash everything with all kinds of special sprays, those are the people that develop the biggest B12 deficiency. In my home, when I know that it's clean, I go to the garden, I pull a carrot or grab a tomato, and I just do this to get the clumps of dirt off so I don't break my teeth, and then I eat it dirty, and I eat it with bugs. And the more I learn about bug eating and how different cultures do it regularly, and it's common and it's not considered wrong or gross, the less I clean my bugs. Like the other day I was eating a piece of lettuce and I saw a caterpillar on it and I was just like, okay. And I apologized. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Then you
Maybe
saw
that's
half a
extreme,
caterpillar.
but you know, sometimes I bite into half an apple and I see a half of a little worm, and I used to be like, ah, and now I'm just like, okay. When I was in Thailand, I was feeling exceptionally daring, and they have these carts that have like here in Amsterdam, you have those guys that sell all the different types of nuts. In Thailand, they have those same guys, but they sell different types of bugs. And some of them are roasted, and some of them are raw, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to do it. And I got a mixed bag. And it had like the roasted, salted
Katie, we have
beetles
farms
or whatever,
in Holland, bug farms.
You do?
Because it's very popular now. People want to kind of promote eating bugs, like you say.
So it's, I don't know.
Bigger than
Your
the Albert
question
Heijn.
about bugs on the
Not
leaves?
yet, but
I don't worry about it. But if you're worried about it,
Oh,
just give it a nice
appreciate
rinse.
Yeah.
Okay, up. We're gonna storm this hill. This plant, smell it. Do the test. What, can you recognize it? We talked about it. Does it smell like garlic? Okay, so here's it. Look, here's a really, really good. I love this. You for pointing this out. So, John Kalis, my wild edible teacher, says that nature is not here for our convenience, meaning that it's very hard to talk in absolutes because nature changes. It's not constant. Here we have two plants that are both mustard. They're both garlic mustard. This one has round leaves. This one has pointy leaves. If Sergey wasn't here, what I recommend you do is you crush up both leaves. You smell it. Smells like mustard. Crush up this leaf. Smells like mustard. If it smells like mustard, it's mustard. So, it doesn't matter if it's round or pointy. Do the test. Nature's not here for our convenience. But it happens to be convenient a lot of the time.
So they're both good?
They're both good, yeah.
Okay.
How about this one?
That is bird dog. We'll talk about it a little bit.
Ik weet niet hoe ze heten, maar dat zijn van die aparte...
Oh, de lopen van de zee?
Nee, een andere. Een andere, hè? Hoefblad.
Oh, hoefblad.
Hoefblad.
Nee, voor de puntige weet ik niet. Maar de puntige weet ik niet.
Nee.
Oh, now we're getting in the wild part. This is just the beginner's class.
This is incredible.
Not the depth of
Excuse me, this is incredible, man. Oh shit, I need to walk up to get a film. Yeah. No, go all the way to the top.
Misschien wel tot een aandeel. Ja, ik heb hier ook naar gelopen naar auto.
Okay, really quick. See how we can all see. I like to say if I were a wild edible superhero, I'd have a big belt with lots of utilities and utensils and stuff. And one of those bags on my hip would be a couch full of plantain. There's two different types of plantain. These are not related to the bananas, by the way. Plantain is very high in protein. You can use it in smoothies, but more often than not, I use it for skin applications because it's very good for drawing toxins out of the skin. So if I get stung by a bee, I take some plantain, I chew it up, and I put it on my skin, and instantly I feel relief. I feel the swelling go down. So, anybody know what this is called in Dutch?
Weegspray.
A little bit louder, please. Okay. Narrow leaf plantain, round plantain. Narrow leaf plantain is very concentrated, so I don't recommend you put this in smoothies. You'll throw it back up. Round plantain is perfectly fine to use in smoothies. The way that you identify both is you have parallel veins. Here, let's look at this. See, you have very well identified veins on both leaves. I also like to do this. I rip the plant, and if it exposes threads, I know it's plantain. So that's the round one. Here's the lance leaf one. It never likes to do this on camera either, but this one has threads also. So round leaf one is for what? For eating. This one is for topical use. You can use them both for topical use.
And are they more medicinal?
No, this one I would consider edible. This one I'd consider more medicinal. The other thing I wanted to talk about plantain is that it has these seed pods. When they're bright green in the early spring, they taste like little baby corn, so you can eat them. One plantain seed pod can sometimes be huge. It could be like this big. It can have up to 22,000 seeds. And each seed has husks on it. Plantain husk is the same thing as psyllium husk. Psyllium husk is a digestive aid that acts as a natural gelatin. So basically, if you eat these plantain husks, you're getting a good digestive aid. Isn't that interesting?
That's perfect. That's perfect.
If you don't know what plantain husk is, ask one of the locals, they'll tell you. What else do I want to say about this?
What do you get the good for?
Good for your
How would you eat that then?
Yeah. The whole plant, but this in particular.
You should also smoke it with you.
Yeah. And you guys are very lucky because here in Holland it's big. In Ashland the plantains are...
Yeah.
So, you know, with a leaf this big, one thing you could do is you could do a gorilla roll is what I call it. You take a piece of fruit and you wrap it in and you gorilla roll it.
Yeah. Costa Rica.
The other thing I want to point out is this is a very special Europe unique plant. I don't actually know the English name, but it bleeds yellow.
The buttercup?
It's not a buttercup.
Stinkende gauwen.
It's not edible, but it's really good for skin ailments like moles and warts and stuff.
Don't eat it, it's not edible.
Oh, it's good for moles.
I
Okay.
thought it was a buttercup.
So buttercups are actually over there. They look different and they don't bleed yellow. But see, this one actually bleeds yellow, and you put it on your skin, and if you have any kind of warts, it helps them go away.
Wow.
And is it edible or not?
Not edible.
And also not medicinal.
But it is medicinal.
It is medicinal, so yeah. Look at all this awesome nettles. This is a different variety, by the way, because you see the purple stems.
Yeah.
On we go.
So, we did pass the buttercup.
Let's
Look
munch
at that
on
nice
that.
plant. Yeah. That looks edible.
Yeah. I'm so surprised.
Go, please.
Okay, Molly, is that a dock over to your right? Okay, we'll talk about that next. I'm really excited because I learned a new plant today. One of the sheets I handed to you, you saw this plant, salsify. And this is European salsify apparently, because we don't have this plant in where I'm from. But it's very similar, and I identified it right away because all plants, when you start looking at their plant parts, you can recognize relatives. Helen and I came here before lunchtime today. We came here before lunch, and all of these yellow flowers were open and they were brilliant. But the thing about salsify is it closes at noon. So that's one of its identifying characteristics. Salsify is the only non-bitter dandelion relative. So when it's open, it's a big, bright yellow, beautiful flower. And what I do with it is I go,
Very tasty. Really nice.
so after I get done talking about how to identify it, we're actually going to go and we're going to taste a little bit of salsify. If you taste one thing today, I want it to be this. Kind of looks like corn.
Yeah.
Can you see that? Very grass-like.
And you can also eat the flower.
You can eat the flower, you can eat all parts, but the best parts are the meristematic parts, the parts that are soft. So your exercise is to find some salsify, figure out which part is soft. Ironically, kind of looks like corn. Take 5 or 10 minutes. If you want to be absolutely sure that it's salsify, show it to me, but otherwise, try a flower and one of these green parts. When this plant matures, it turns into a big dandelion-like puffball. You've probably seen those.
Familie van.
Dit is echt super lekker. Deze blaadjes
Ah.
en het bloemetje.
Dit is super, joh. Als we zo eten.
Zo, het is echt heerlijk.
Ja, heerlijk.
Heel zoet.
Salsify, yellow leaves. It's a merry part of the plant that you need to eat.
Kan je alleen maar dat gele eten?
Oh shit, ik viel een nieuw blond blaadje op de grond.